James Kakao to give us the opening prayer for this morning's session. Let's welcome
Jacob. Everything that is good comes from you. You sowed the seed of Bonaboto for us, and over the years used us to nurture it. We stand at the throne of your mercy, and as we begin the Congress, we ask for the warmth of your presence. Be with us, silence any voice but your own, and whatever we say, Lord, may it come out with love.
Over these years, learned sons and daughters of this land, how we can interact and to move of paper, and at the meeting to decide how the games will be played, the government's money to vanish with the paper. And we are not sure what will happen in real. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me with a hand of applause to invite our brother Esmond Agaro Belfo to come and introduce on us
for a successful program. This person for middle school finished in 1970, finished in 19, October 2nd. I see that wasn't enough. We wanted to add more at the University of Ghana, law, the barrister and solicitor of the lieutenant, and now the Director General of the Ghana Courts and Car. I know most of in fact, he is Mr. Richard Anamo.
At that level, it is not only monumental to take his seat, and then we can call the only and only female. But ladies and gentlemen, I want this time the clap to be massive, because on the high table we are going to have the only professor who is a woman to join them, and I'm sure we have balanced the gender equation my mother is talking of. Let's invite very hard worker in this land, as well as the President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, saw in him the ability to run one.
Now, sorry. My Excellency, Robert Virginia, may I have your singular permission to proceed? Because some years ago you took me as a little boy at the common entrance. And this is the prize that I'm giving back to you. It is a singular privilege for me to be standing here to chair this function with all the distinguished members at the side table and members of Bonaboto, with Nana present. That in the next few hours we'll be discussing the whole lot of activities and continue with this tomorrow.
Once more to give a welcome address at our National Congress, just as I did in 2010. This affords me the rare opportunity once more to make a few observations, comments and suggestions. Secondly, it marks my last time of playing this role, as I will be handing over after the Congress to a new chair and dynamic person who is a lady. Before I make any comment, it is important to observe a minute silence. We all observe a minute silence in honor of the following. Let me mention them before we rise. His Excellency Professor John Evans Atamios, former President of Ghana, His Excellency Ali Mahama, former Vice President of Ghana, Reverend Father Christopher Atankore, an Anglican priest and a strong member of Bonaboto, Mr. Joe Anaba, a former teacher of Zamstek and a strong member of the Bolgatanga branch and treasurer of Bolgatanga branch. Mr. Direction, it is pertinent to acknowledge that our regional minister and his municipal district chief executives stood their grounds and ensured that the government low-cost houses and quarters in the region were not sold to the occupants as suggested by us in 2010. Such facilities have rightly been kept for public servants who come to work in our region. We also appreciate and commend our regional minister and his MDCEs highly for contributing financially to sustain the medical outreach teams program since 2011. The program was started by a few members of our group and their friends at the Confornoti Teaching Hospital and elsewhere, rendering free health care services in our region since 2010. This maiden program was supported by the team itself, Bonaboto, Azolzolo, and Black Star Hotels. We are happy and pleasantly surprised to learn that the group has now outgrown Bonaboto to be an NGO known as EPREDEC Medical Outreach Team and has extended their services to municipalities and districts in the Upper East and Upper West regions. It is also important to note that the EPREDEC has attracted the support and assistance from other health specialists who are not Northerners. We are grateful to these people. It is therefore indeed true that God helps those who help themselves. If not for this modest attempt, these people wouldn't have been coming to help us. Besides the aforementioned, the regional minister and his MDCs have contributed substantially to support sports development in our region. We appreciate the regional minister's critical, singular and proactive interventions that ensure that for 3 successive years, we never have feeding grants to boarding schools delayed. I'm saying this because I'm a former headmaster and I'm aware of what he did in that direction. It was only this year that at the beginning of the 3rd term that the unfortunate thing happened and our students had to stay at home just for a very brief time. This prompted Bonaboto to issue press statement on it just as we did in 2008. It will appear election years have their own challenges for the release of feeding grants. We hope that this should be the end of it. In spite of these key roles played by the regional minister and his MDCEs, there are still 3 key issues we raised in 2010 that not much has been done, that we want our regional minister and our MPs and government to note. These are: 1, we wanted to know what ideas, plans, or interventions government have for the large stretch of land at Sumrumu earmarked for an airport. In this regard, no information has come so far to us. 2, His Excellency President John D. Mahama, then the Vice President of Ghana, directed that a committee be put in place to select and properly acquire a suitable site either at Winkogo or Senegal for an ultra-modern new regional hospital project in 2010. To date, that committee, despite several reminders from us, has not been put in place. I don't believe His Excellency, the President's directive was a deception. The chiefs and people of both places no longer trust us. Can something be done urgently on this matter? 3, we requested for Brunei, the mother tongue of our children, to be examinable in basic schools, as done with other Ghanaian languages taught in schools. We are grateful government to to government that so much has been done in this direction, but our people intimate that the blind man says that not until he feels the fish in his soup, he will not believe that his wife has caught fish. Therefore, it is only when the Ghana Education Service issues a letter, appropriate directives that drones should be introduced and should be examinable, that we can believe that something has really been done. So we urge our minister and then other politicians to put a little more weight on this issue. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, there are other areas of concern to us in Bonaboto that we want to use this forum to get our government and the people of Ghana know our views for their consideration. This includes: 1, government has promised to put up 10 new colleges of education in Ghana. We have observed over the years that the 3 northern regions combined has only 7 training colleges of education. This is equal to 1 region having 7 colleges. So we think that we have not been fairly served. We are therefore putting it across the government that when they are considering establishing training colleges, they should look at that and then make sure that we get adequate number of training colleges of education in our region. There's no wonder the absence of these colleges of education explains partly why we have high pupil-teacher ratio in our schools. No wonder a teacher in our school can tell children that ICT means information computer technology, and that is what our students have to learn and go and compete with the other schools. When allocating colleges of education, this inequality should not be lost to government. 2, it is asserted that it is all the eastern region that has no public university. We have observed that the satellite campuses at Upper West and our region are considered as having had our fair share of those institutions, the universities. We think that this is not correct. We therefore want to state that government should consider, after giving the eastern region a university, Upper East and Upper West to also get universities, because one university cannot share to 3 regions. Last but not the least, we are not enthused by the state of roads in our region. Apart from the Trunk Road constructed under the reign of His Excellency John Jerry Rawlings from 1996 to 2000, from Tamale to Para, we have no all-weather good road in our region. We, some other ethnic groups, to our Congress and our advocacy for peace in Bonaboto, through press releases and communities, I wish on behalf of Bonaboto to urge all sister unions to ourselves in discussions of issues and raise questions. Thank you.
sit at home, get to know each other properly, identify our achievements and failures, and to chart the way forward, all in the interest of our people. The past 2 years, all of you will agree, have been very challenging for Bonaboto. The Apolga Chairman has already mentioned the number of people who've lost. Come back home and look at our infrastructure. Like the chairman for Apolga said, apart from the road, the major trunk road leading to Pada, which road can we boast of as a regional country? There is simply no single completely tarred road. It's a major road. If you take the road that links Volga to Bohu, a main commercial center in the region, I mean, you can only describe it as a death trap. Yes, the road networks in Volga Tanga. In fact, if you are proud of the road network in Volga, then you don't simply come from it. There is no dual carriage in Volga, apart from the one that goes to hospital. Yet, we call this our regional capital. A bit from what my chairman said, and to say that I want to doff my hat to the president, the then vice president, when one of his visits to this region, our Bonaboto executive in Walway here managed to meet him with the assistance of the regional minister, and the issue of the regional hospital came up. He said he heard Bonaboto did not want the redevelopment of the current hospital into a regional hospital, and that he was appealing to us to go slow and allow the restructuring and development to take place. And he assured us that what we are seeking, the regional hospital we are seeking in Volga here, will be done. And true to his word, I've heard him twice promising that when they win elections, the regional hospital in Volga will be built. And he made a firm commitment that the Wild Hospital will be completed, and that for Volga will be started next year. I think we need to clap for the regional minister and the government for this singular effort and for hearing our appeals. I will not end on health without thanking the chiefs of Sirgu and Munkomo for hearing Bonaboto's appeals. In fact, I think when we approached them, as if they were waiting for us, immediately we introduced the topic for the reason for which we wanted to meet them. They quickly gave our land. SADA, Salvana Accelerated Development Authority. I think what I want to say about SADA is very simple. Just to appeal to the authorities to consider regional balance in appointment to the board of directors. If SADA wants to carry along all the regions that are involved, they should, as much as possible, make sure that in the appointment to the various executive positions, they consider regional balance. I say this because if other regions observe that it's only one region that is occupying almost all the top positions, they might feel reluctant to give up their all. And this will not, it may lead to SADA going the way of the various development operations that came to the various regions. I will want to, at this juncture, also thank the Ministry of Education and the Ghana Education Service. Information I have gathered is that the Burundi language has been approved. I would want to appeal to our work over the past several years would not have been possible. I'm therefore appealing to my brothers and sisters who are here, our life, and we need very dynamic people to also carry this. And I think that all of those students who are here, whose participation has been the team, and looking for the development of the region and our newly elected members of parliament. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Shall we take our place?
Many times, in Bolga, in Tamale, even in London, I have a long-standing association with Bonaboto. In fact, I am a member of Bonaboto. By virtue of the fact that I have lived in Bolga for the last 39 years, and I have immovable property in Bonaboto, and I want to use this opportunity to observe as work relentlessly towards the development of the Bonaboto areas. I know the efforts Bonaboto is making in the area of galvanizing the people for development. And that is something I admire, something I appreciate, something I would want to be emulated across the length and breadth of our region. If we had many of Bonabotos in this region, our circumstances would have been different, and I pay tribute to Bonaboto. Just 3-4 days ago, I was at the Bolgatanga Hospital to present some equipment to the health institutions in the Bonaboto catchment area. And these were medical equipment from Bonaboto, UK. And I have no doubt that those equipment will be used for the benefit of the people in the Bonaboto area. The opportunity also to present some computers to some educational institutions in the Bonaboto area. I am also aware that we currently have a medical outreach team which is working in the region. The team was here last year. I received them. I even had dinner with them. I encouraged them because they normally would come with specialists. You know, in the whole of the region, I think we can boast of just 1 or 2 specialists. To encouraging this team, and I'm happy to say that the numbers keep increasing. 3 years ago, There were just a few of them who came. Last year, many more came. And I understand this year, many specialists have come into the region. The good news is that there are other people from other regions who see the need to come and offer their specialist care, attention to our people. And I salute them. I salute Professor Abontanga in Kumasi. Professor Abontanga is organizing the thing, and I want to salute him for being so conscious of the health needs of his people. And I hope that this will continue in the years ahead. Because of their good work, my administration, together with my district assemblies, has decided to absorb the cost element. Now, I'm sure most of you know that the doctor-patient ratio in this region is not the best. You have one doctor taking care of about 38,000 people. This is outrageous. I think that shouldn't be the situation in the 21st century, but that is the reality. So many doctors that we want to even export some of them. But let me use this opportunity to make a passionate appeal to Bonaboto to, as a matter of urgency, look at the possibility of introducing a scholarship scheme for brilliant but needy students to study in some of our universities, especially in areas where we are lacking. Areas like the medical profession and other professions. If Bonaboto already doesn't have an education fund, I want to throw this challenge to Bonaboto to look at the possibility of coming up with a Bonaboto scholarship. Now, let me also say that in the last 4 years, government has worked to bridge the yawning gap between the North and the South. We are committed to bridging the yawning gap between the North and the South. That is why SADA, was born. And through the instrumentality of His Excellency the President, SADA was given 130 million Ghana cedis to start its operations, and SADA now is up and running. Last year, or rather this year, we had some tractors which we distributed to groups or companies. Season, animals will get what to at least give jobs to our young men and young women who are tired living. We need to bring down south to be sorted. We reckon that and to give us an opportunity to irrigate our transport. That is why we call it the multi. Something that will help us reduce poverty. That is in the Bursa area. It will also be completed. I'm sure our people operations. When they finalize arrangements with the farmers on the ground. Sometime ago, a few months ago, to that factory, so that time we produce our jam. So that if that happens, then the factory can go to, can produce more. Now, let me also say About 50 villages in Kenya. So these are things that we are doing, you know, to at least make life more meaningful, make life comfortable.
And we, in this part of the country, is far behind that concept. We take advantage of the fact that our India is not yet developed. And for that matter, the mistakes that have occasioned the developed areas, that buildings and other facilities are put up with very